Good morning, folks. You're tuned into Car Connection, where the coffee's strong, the stories are real, and the wrenches never stop turning. I'm your host, Niall Motormouth Jenkins, coming to you from the Car Connection Workshop, where the smell of fresh oil, a little elbow grease, is all part of a balanced breakfast. And around here, we don't just talk cars, we live them. Whether it's a 25-year-old Jeep Wrangler getting a second chance at life, a Nissan Rogue getting its brakes back in order, or a mystery leak that's got everyone scratching their heads. This is where we roll up our sleeves and get it done with a little wit, a little wisdom, and a whole lot of fun. The Car Connection isn't just about nuts, bolts, and diagnostics. It's about connection. Connection to our vehicles, to the people who drive them, and to the community that keeps Niagara rolling. Because when you fix a car, you're not just turning a wrench, you're restoring someone's confidence, freedom, and maybe even their sanity. We're here every week, Monday through Saturday, with Motormouth Morning Drive at 8 a.m., helping you keep your ride safe, reliable, and ready for whatever road lies ahead. So whether you're a weekend wrencher, a daily commuter, or someone who just wants to understand what that strange rattle really means, welcome aboard. Stick around for shop talk, expert advice, and a few good laughs, and maybe a flashback story from yours truly, Niall Motormouth Jenkins. You can email me anytime at motormouth.jenkins@gmail.com. That's motormouth.jenkins@gmail.com. I try to remember all the time to put the email addresses into the description box, but sometimes I get flying at 100 miles an hour and I forget to do that. And if that happens, it's still easy for you to email. Get into our website, carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com. I know the link is always there for you for that. Click on the info tab, click contact, and you will find the email page. So there is what we call a website email form that you can fill out, and it comes right directly to me. So again, that's carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com. Short is ccbusnet.com. When you get to the home page, there's a lot going on there. Click on the info tab. Then a drop-down menu will show up. Click contact, and then you'll see the website form to fill out. Send your questions in, comments, or if there's a specific topic you would like me to cover, that would be fantastic. I'd love to do that for you specifically. Tomorrow morning is Saturday. We have made it to the weekend. It's Good Friday today. A lot of you probably be going to services somewhere this morning, I would imagine. And there's quite a few places have Friday morning breakfast before service, so check that out. I know there's a number of them in our local newspaper advertising that. Well, let's get into weekend weather. It is Fun Friday, and I have a fun story to share with you. I primed the pump the other day, but Fun Friday is where, you know what, we just kind of let our hair down. The weeks are busy here. I'm sure it's even busier for you as well, driving home to work each and every day, battling the traffic both directions. Can be like sitting on a high-speed parking lot. Yeah, I was out there this week. I don't miss that commute. I did a lot. At one point, I drove 90 minutes, an hour and a half one way to my job for 4.5 years. Yeah. That kind of did it for me. I used to really like driving till that. And through winter, out in the middle of nowhere, there was no direct route to get there. And I'd be driving in the absolute blackness in zero visibility. And I did get stuck one time at 1:30 in the morning in the middle of nowhere. I'm in a Beetle, a Volkswagen new Beetle. And I parked it up on top of a snowbank in the middle of the road. So, and all I felt was this, and I was really tired that night. It was close to end of the month, I was stayed behind to do my print offs for the big kahuna, and they had to be on the desk by 9 a.m. Got it all done, had some coffee, watched the late news with a fresh cup of joe, and it was snowing like a banshee. The wind was screaming and howling when I closed up the dealership and headed for home. At 1:30 in the morning, I'm scooting along, I'm keeping an eye on the road, and your eyes start going a little crazy, and it's snowing and it's blowing, and I mean, I couldn't tell where the road was, and all of a sudden it was like, I'm like, did I just hit something? So I'm clicking my lights to try and figure out, and the wind's blowing so hard, it was like zero visibility. I could barely see the front of the Beetle. So I'm in slacks, shirt, tie, that was my position, and work shoes. They were steel-toed shoes because I was working in the service area. Yeah, I did have boots with me, but I didn't put them on. I was in a hurry to get home. So I climb out of the Beetle. It's 1:30 in the morning, and I left it in gear. I didn't realize that. I left it in gear, climbed out of the car, and I'm looking with the my phone flashlight, and the front wheels are just turning. The Beetle's actually off the ground. I'm up on like a 3-foot high snowdrift. And I'm like, well, what the stink am I going to do now? I can't leave it here. I was about maybe 2.5 kilometers from home. I'm thinking, could I walk from here? I probably could. I wouldn't be too dead by the time I get into... I lived in a small town at that time, Fisherville. Yeah, we had a traffic light. No, we didn't have a traffic light. We had a illuminated intersection and a small gas bar variety store and in the Fisherville Tavern. I was about 3 doors down on the same side as the tavern. So I'm thinking, could I do it? Well, maybe. I might be able to make it, but I can't leave this car here. It's a loaner car from work. So I'm thinking that somebody, the snowplow's going to come and like send it into tomorrow. So way off in the distance, I'm watching and I see what looks like 2 little candles. And I'm watching and they're getting closer. I'm going, I think that's a dude. I think somebody's coming. How am I going to let them know that I'm up on the snowbank? So I'm going, oh, this is not going to work out good. So I'm standing on a bare part of the road, but the car is up on the top of this huge drift. And the lights are getting bigger and bigger. And I'm going, I hope he sees me. Yeah, because, the new Beetles are plastic in the back and the front. It's just going to literally explode in the cold. So anyways, it turned out to be one of the local farmers at 1:30 in the morning. And he's in this big 4-wheel drive Suburbanite assault vehicle. And he slows up and he goes, wow, you're really in there. He goes, I live in that house just over there. You can just barely see the light. He says, I'm over there. He says, I'll get you off of there. He hooks up and he gets on the hook in the front. And he pulls me down off of there. Gets me going. He grabs the rope, throws it in the back, toots his horn, doot, and that's it. By this time, it's like 2:15 in the morning, but there you go. There's a Friday morning starter for you. That's my world. I was driving 90 minutes one way through snowstorms. No, I wasn't, walking both ways uphill with no shoes on. That was before that. So, good morning. If you're zipping through the drive-thru, there's a story for you to share with some of your workmates this morning. Can you top that one? I bet somebody else out there can. That's for sure. So, when you think you're going through it all, somebody's got it twice or 10 times worse. So get your favorite beverage, your morning order, check it twice. It is weekend, this long weekend for many. If you're working today like I am, well, we'll enjoy each other today. It is Fun Friday. You still have the last moments Yep, today is the day to get your questions in for Saturday morning's Q&A session with Motormouth. 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. We'll be on for a full hour. I only have time usually to cover 3 questions because I don't just give you a short answer. I'll actually unpack it for you and give you some really good details. Short answers don't really give you a whole lot, if you know what I mean. So good morning to you. Careful on the roadways. There might be a few people a little tired this week, a little weary. Keep your eye on your passenger. Make sure they're not passing out. Pass over to them the pack of 16 Crayola crayons and the leaf bag, nice and gently folded and ironed so they can take some notes. It does really look like a laptop. Try that. Give that a whirl. It's really cool. It makes a great memo pad. So if you're a doodler, get yourself a stack of leaf bags. I kid you not. I discovered that by accident. Works really, really well. Well, we do have a topic this morning. It is Fun Friday, so it's wide open. We don't talk 2 things, religion and politics. I stay out of that class, if you know what I mean. Yeah, everybody has their own take on that, and you know what? I respect everybody's opinion. You know, we can agree to disagree, thump the heck out of each other, and then go get a nice cold soda. Yeah, that's how my friend Martin and I used to do it. I'd say something, he'd say something back. Next minute, we're rolling around the front yard, my parents' home, thumping the heck out of one another, getting grass stains everywhere, and then one of us would just go, we'd start laughing and going, what were we fighting about? I have no idea. You want to go down to Sipo's place and get a Coke? Yeah, let's go. And away we'd go. That's the way life was back then. Today, my goodness, don't look at anybody sideways. Man, I almost had an elderly lady take me out in no frills because I said, hey, are you butting in front of me? Oh my gosh, wrong thing to say to this person. It took her daughter to get her away from me. She's going, he's only kidding, Mom. Mom, he's only kidding, Mom. Mom, he's only kidding. Well, and she went off on this thing like 3 times. I just said, oh, you can go in front of me. It's all right. I don't have a bus to catch. It's okay. Well, I wasn't going, I wasn't going to go in front of you. I wasn't just going to butt in front of you. I'm not that kind of person. People are wound up a little too tight. If they're not on medication, you might want to maybe take a look at that as an option. But now I've learned, be careful what you say. And then the one time, I'm in the coffee aisle. And I'm just standing there, and I talk to myself. Okay, all right, I'm admitting it. I talk to myself and answer, and we have a good time. My mom used to say, I never have to check on Niall because he keeps himself well entertained. Who's he talking to? Himself, his toys, whatever he's working on. He talks about it as he's working. Yeah, so I'm in the coffee aisle. And I'm giving trying to get my eyeballs back in my head when I'm looking at coffee I used to buy for like $9 is like $27. And I'm going, I didn't realize I was saying it that long. I'm like, you got to be out of your freaking cotton picking mind. I ain't paying that. I'll eat dirt first. Yeah. And as I didn't see this lady pull up beside me in the aisle, I was in awe and wonder, looking at the prices of per coffee, and I'm going, there's no stinking way I'm doing that. No, absolutely not. You suck. And I look, the lady goes, I agree with you. They suck. I said, I'll dry tea bags and use them 6 times before I pay that for coffee. She goes, don't tell them you're going to be using tea bags. The price will go up. I go, yeah, I know. I'm back to doing coffee crystals like I did in trade school. Yeah, and if you're too busy going out the door, you didn't get things all done, you just take a shovel full of that and a swiggy of water and get out the door and get to class on time. Yeah, and we had a great conversation. Nobody died. Nobody got called, You're the fringe. Oh, you're one of those. You know how they go off. Dear God in heaven. Well, the forecast for today, I'm sorry to tell you, it's not a pleasing one. We did see some sunshine yesterday, I got to tell you. And the lake, I was out by the lake. It's still quite frozen. I mean, the freighters are coming through the canals. I don't know how they're getting out into Lake Erie. Yeah, I don't think they're icebreakers, but there's still a lot of ice out there as far as you can see. Well, a high of 54 degrees is what you're going to get with windy conditions this morning. Wind is making it feel a whole lot cooler. About 44 degrees, rainy conditions. There's a surprise. I don't know where you live, but I'll tell you what. My feet are starting to get webbed. Rainy conditions from 6 a.m. till 9 a.m. with partly cloudy conditions expected around 6 p.m. today. Today's temperature range, here we go. Just in 46 degrees to 63. But it's going to feel like, because of the wind, depending on where you live, 44 degrees to 54 on the precipitation scale. Yesterday, we had, in the last 24 hours, 0.45 of an inch, so almost a half an inch. Today, it just updated, 0.2 of an inch in the next 24 hours. So that is your weather report. We'll have Saturday's weekend weather, a full report tomorrow morning for you in the Motormouth Morning Drive Q&A. So come and join us for that. We'll enjoy having you with us if you haven't done that before. We get some really good questions. So if you have a question, an automotive-related question, motormouth.jenkins@gmail.com. Our Friday morning weather brought to us by husband and wife team, Earl and Louise Grant at City Auto Sales and Leasing. Low mileage quality vehicles at fair prices. They sell no junk there, let me tell you that. You will not be disappointed at the quality. That's how they've been nicknamed Greater Toronto Area's premier pre-owned auto store. They've been in the biz 25 plus years, and they have a lot of resources where they find the low mileage, top quality vehicles that they can pass on to you. So if you're looking for something specific and you don't see it in their inventory, because they do carry a fair amount of vehicles under roof, you can shop inside or outside. Let them find it for you, because Earl and Louise are both car guys. They're fussy. They're not bringing any trash in to sell you. Nope, you're not getting lipstick on a pig or a skunk in a mink coat there. You're getting top quality vehicles, low mileage, at great prices, and they look like brand spanking new. So let Earl and Louise Grant know what you're looking for. If they don't have it and it's out there and it's decent, they'll find it. If it's not decent, they're not going to bring it home for you whatsoever. You got in-house leasing and financing available, and I'll tell you, you'll be able to buy with confidence and be treated with nothing less than honesty and integrity. Let's have our morning swiggy together, and we thank our certified financial planning professionals, Tony Mealy, Larry Tetro, over 50 years experience as fiduciaries. They have been my personal financial planners for over 20 years. I call them my brothers from other mothers. They're fantastic to work with. So you have an option to sit down with a certified financial planning professional and have what we call the discovery meeting, the hour and a coffee. Leave your wallet at home. Leave your purse at home. There's no sales. They're going to listen to what your needs are and formulate a game plan. So whether you've got some bank investments or some investments parked somewhere and you have no idea what's going on with them, they'll review your portfolio, take a look at your debt load, and formulate a debt retirement plan. Estate planning, you need beneficiaries, powers of attorney, health proxies for those children that are 18 years or older living under your roof. They can arrange a mortgage. I haven't had a bank mortgage for almost 15 years. The rates are fantastic, and dealing with the people there out in Winnipeg in the mortgage department from IG Wealth, they're fabulous. And there's a lot more available to you. Life insurance, critical illness insurance. Tony and Larry look after all that. So you know what? something happens, I go to my great reward. I haven't left anybody in a mess to clean up. So take that opportunity for that hour and a coffee, and thank Tony or Larry, whoever you're going to be working with, for our morning swiggy. And here's how we do it. If you're just joining us for the first time, it is Friday. It's Friday. It is. I don't know what that means, but it is Friday, and it is weekend, and we made it. Yes, we did. We made it. Maybe a bunch of you are off today. That's possible. That is possible. And you're working on Monday. It's one of those, Easter weekends are one of those where you could be working Friday, could be off Monday. You could be really, really fortunate and get Good Friday and Easter Monday, or you're getting Monday and you're working Friday. I don't know. It's a combo. So we count it down. Whatever your morning beverage is, it's okay with us. You don't have to hide it. But you decaf people, whisper, okay? Because that is that's a difficult area for us in the Car Connection Workshop. We run on high octane, 99.5% octane boost, not a penny less. But we love you just the same, you decaffers. You ready? 1, 2, and 3. It's actually 3, 2, 1. And then we're good to go. 3, 2, 1. Put a little extra local honey in there. Yeah. Yumminess. This gets me going in the morning, and then my cortisol levels, whatever that means, drops off, and then everything's good in about an hour. Then you can do your coffee, and that way you don't gain weight. It works. I'm just saying. I don't understand it. I can't explain it away, but it works. It was a tip I picked up from Dr. Mandel on YouTube channel. He really gives you some great tips. Great tips. And that was one I happened to hear, and I'm like going, really? Really? I can do that. And it works. It does. I don't have my coffee for an hour after I wake up. And, it was a challenge. I got to say, it was a challenge, because I'll tell you, I need both eyes open as soon as my feet hit the floor. But I changed my ways, and it works. That's all I can tell you. It has everything to do with that cortisol thing. Whatever that is. It causes you to gain weight. All right, Niagara Block, they're located at 5000 Montrose Road, Niagara Falls, bringing this morning's podcast to you. They've been building Canada since 1931, creating and selling building supplies, pretty much everything you can think of, steel, structural steel, concrete, gravel, they got it all. They got it all there, hardscape, landscaping materials. They can help you to figure out what kind of backyard space you're looking for. And I hear that Kathy Grimo has a list of contractors that she could refer you to that are solid. So that's pretty cool. To get a referral like that, let me tell you, I wish I had that in 2012 when we were building the studio. Let me tell you, that is a long storybook. I missed one whole year pretty much from Car Connection and to babysit the contractors. If I had really understood what having a general contractor was all about, I would have done it in a heartbeat. Because I'll tell you, that was 2 years of my life that I can never, ever get back. If you're doing a major piece of construction, my advice to you is hire a general contractor that oversees the whole shooting match. And if you're not happy about somebody, that's your go-to guy, and you can tell him your instructions, and his job is to make sure it gets taken care of. Period. So Kathy has a list of contractors to line you up with folks that can estimate, draft up the plan, implement the plan, get it built in a timely fashion. When you're working outside, you know what? You're in all perils, right? So whenever Mother Nature throws at you, you got to deal with it and the schedule. So check in with Niagara Block at 5000 Montrose Road. All the information for all our program partners is located on the homepage for our website. That's the best place for us to put everything so that you can connect with us. So if you'd like to follow, share, subscribe, put your comments below our videos on our YouTube channel, join our online community, and tune into our podcasts on any platform out there, all the major ones, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, iHeartRadio, and the like. So wherever you're pulling your podcast from, Car Connection Workshop, in the search box, you'll find us there. So all the logos are there for our program partners. Click, open their profile page, and you will meet them and connect and let them know that Car Connection sent you. So thank you so much for giving them your business, because without them, somebody's getting a bill. Yeah. And it's not you guys. So do those little things for us. It makes a huge difference for Skippy and I. We put a lot of time into everything we do, because this is where I've been carving things out for many, many years to help as many people as I can get a better understanding of your automobile so that you don't get taken advantage of out there. Because that's one of the emails that I have been served for many, many years. Hey, Motor Health, can you check this out for me? I think I may have gotten ripped off. Yeah, exactly. So we don't want that to happen. I'm in it for you, not for anybody else, because this is the lane that I've been carving out for many, many years, and carving it out for 40 plus years to be exact. So thank you for supporting our program partners and our nonprofit faith-based organization. We're coming alongside, and was mid-2025 and right through 2026. Crystal Ridge Dream Center, serving men, women, single moms, widows, orphans, children, meals, love, and hope. They are almost putting out about 300 meals each week. Tuesdays and Friday, they serve a hot meal out the side door of the facility. If you can help them with that, they would be truly grateful. Ship them some groceries, send them some grocery cards, become a monthly, weekly, daily, one-time giver, or maybe even you've got some spare time. Find out how you can be one of the 60 plus volunteers there that love what they do, and all the programs that are available are at no cost to those that enjoy them. They don't get any outside funding, government grant money, or anything. If it weren't for the local businesses and the locals, they wouldn't be there doing what you and I are too busy to do. So see how you can fit in, and let them know that you heard all about them right here on Car Connection. So all that is for you and more on our homepage. There's YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Stevensvilleontheweb.ca. Enjoy those. Come along, follow, be part of our community, and join us, as well as our online store where you make a purchase. Proceeds go to help those who are struggling with addiction get to a total freedom addiction campus where a new life waits for them there. So join Skippy and I in the fight against addiction, and let's help them when they've made that decision. Today's the day. I'm ready to deal with this. We want to make sure that there's no excuses. We're right there to support them and be in the battle. So thank you to all of you who have been making purchases in our online store. You order everything in the store safely and pay for it. It gets shipped directly to you by Freedom Expressions, which is one of the companies at Total Freedom Addiction Campus at Darien Center, New York. They make all the products there, custom design, accessories, and giveaways for a lot of companies. And there's a lot of companies that utilize their services, and they stepped up and said, we want to build the Car Connection online merchandise store for you, and we'll take care of it. We'll do all of it for you. So that is so, so cool. So in turn, you know what? To whom much is given, much is required, right? So how long would you keep your car, and how long would it last if you actually followed a proper maintenance plan? Any ideas? Well, here's my suggestion. We are working on finalizing the profile page on our website for our Car Connection fleet maintenance system. It's so simple, you'll laugh. If you can make a grocery list and put a check mark as items go into your grocery cart, you're already there, because the grocery list has been created for you by me. It's all there. Everything that needs to be done month to month, and at the end of the year, you just wipe it off and start back at the beginning. That's how simple it is. So we're going to lay it out and photograph that, add that into the profile page for our car connection maintenance schedule, our fleet maintenance system, because that's what it is. That's what I've followed for many years working on fleet vehicles, was a fleet maintenance list that I wrote out myself and customized it so I would not miss something when I'm checking a vehicle over for a company. And it may be one unit out of 300 and plus vehicles that they have in their fleet. And downtime, we don't talk about that, because that's where things get crazy. If a vehicle passes through our service bays and goes back and has a problem, we have a problem. Big time. So I'll keep you posted if you're interested. We're going to have great pricing for those who have subscribed to our YouTube channel. And I know many of you are enjoying the videos, but you're not subscribed. Please check that. Make sure you're subscribed and leave a comment. Ring the notification bell. All those little things help Skippy and I grow what we're working tirelessly to put together to help as many people as we possibly can out there that are just like you and me. Right, we put our socks and shoes on the same way. Yeah, TGIF, toes go in first. That's how I remember all the time. TGIF, toes go in first. Remember that. Our car connection workshop is vehicle repair and auto care advice. That's what we do. That's exactly what I do. That's what I do in all the videos. 5 things. You will always learn 5 things. What it is, where it is, how it works, how it breaks, and some basic fundamentals that would have prevented that damage from happening. And I can't tell you enough how we've seen over 40 plus years what could have costed you $200 ends up costing you thousands, as high as $5,000 because of neglect. So don't go there. You know, my biggest advice to many of you would be this. If you have an aunt, an uncle, a grandparent, somebody who's got an older car and, you know, it's been babied, don't let that slide out of your hands. Get it. Because older is better and more reliable. Please listen. There's a lot of junk hitting the roads out there that will not see its 6th birthday. That's it exactly. If you grab some of this newer stuff and think you're going to beat it up and down the highway at your highway speed, day in and day out, and have something left by the time you pay it off, good luck. Because the reliability is proven over and over again, it just is not there. It's not there. So if somebody's doing a hand-me-down and you go, well, you know, it's 10, 15 years old, just call me. I'll take it. Absolutely. The best vehicles I've ever owned are the ones, 2 of them that I have in my hands right now that were hand-me-downs. The 99 Honda Civic, the Rocket, is in the service bay right now getting a little tender loving care. Changing out a fuel line that started leaking. I'll buff out the headlights. I'll give it a wash and a wax and get it ready for the summer. That was one owner. 1999. It's 312,000 kilometers right now. 5-speed air conditioning will blow penguins out the dash. You can hang beef in there. It goes down as low as 34 degrees on the thermometer. It's crazy good. And it's in great shape. And you can see some pictures online as well on our YouTube channel. We did do a feature on it because the Rocket made it into a car show last year. The kids were all over it. I could have sold it and walked home. I said, it's not for sale. That's the Rocket. Well, you let me know, mister. Here's my number. You let me know. You change your mind. You just call me. I'll be right there. The other one, Thank you to Sandra. We saved it. We rescued it. It was a rescue because it was heading for the boneyard. It was. The 2008 Nissan Rogue got an overhaul, and I just got to do the detailing on it. That's all. And I'm looking forward to that, to get around it and do all the door jams, clean it out completely. That's an '08. Would I buy an '08? Yeah, absolutely. You know, the FJ's due for a service. It's got to come in, get a service. That's '07. So if you try and convince me that an older vehicle doesn't work, you're going to have a hard time. Yes, you are. Yeah, because I think the newest one is '09. '09 is the newest. Yeah, that was bought brand new. It's an '09 Hyundai Accent. No frills. Everything is, there's no power windows, no keyless entry. It's window winders and use the key. And it's a 5-speed. No air conditioning. Has 4 windows down, 60 kilometers an hour. It's 460 air conditioning. But, you know, you can keep these things long term. So if there's somebody in your family who's going into a residential home and they're losing their independence with their car and that thing's got a great foundation, you had better not let that slide through your hands, because that is your gold bar. That is your ace in the hole right there. That's your ace card. Absolutely. So you grab onto my coattails and you get yourself one of our car connection fleet maintenance systems, and I'll tell you what, you will be amazed at how much money you're going to save. You won't be getting high repair bills. You're going to take care of it and stay on top of it and follow the maintenance on the chart. Then you won't get behind. And as we see the temperatures changing, when we get over 60, I'd like to see 60 to 62 steady. We'll pull out the big guns and do our 30-day fuel savings challenge. And it's 30 days back to back. You're going to do something. It's a plan. You're going to do a plan for 30 days. We're going to check your progress, and then you're going to jump into the next 30 days. And just by doing the basic first 30 days, you're going to save at least $100 per car. Do the second 30 days, and the rest is up to you. You could save $200 a month in wasted fuel. That easy. So if that is of interest to you, I can teach you how to do it. I do it myself. And that's how I know. That's how I know. I'm not the person, do as I say, not as I do. I've worked with those people. I've been around those people, and I know what that's like. That drives you nuts. Absolutely. That's why they probably shouldn't walk in the forest, because they could get picked up by a squirrel. It's possible. It's possible. Well, I did want to share a Good Friday, and it happens to be Good Friday, as well as a Fun Friday. You know, for anybody who wants to try and convince me that car repairs are too expensive, well, I got something for you. I got something for you right now that should really change your mind on that. So for those of you who've been listening this week, you know, Wednesday I had to go for some teeth repair. Yeah, it wasn't like the surgery back in December. Let me tell you, we don't talk about that. But that's kind of where this whole thing started. So then I end up at another dental clinic. They do the full hardcore checkover, which I had only had about 4 weeks before, but we can't talk about that. But anyways, so I went for my appointment this week. It's been a couple of months. Finally got in there, had my appointment on April Fool's Day, and went in to have 3 teeth fixed. So I got them, they're fixed. It was a white-knuckled moment, but I made it through. I had my earplugs in because I really don't care for that high-pitched squeal. But I could feel the grinding, and I could hear it in my head, which was fine. I just don't like that high-pitched squeal. Bugs me. And so after all is said and done, the 3 teeth that they said they're going to fix are fixed. And then they said, well, we have a proposal for the rest of the work that needs to be done. I go, okay, you know, we'll take a look at that. So then comes the good, bad, and the ugly. news. Well, the good news was those 3 teeth are fixed, and the pounding is gone. Yeah, I'm not living on a Tylenol a day program anymore, so that's good. And I'm sleeping through the night because these teeth were just. You ever get that where it just starts pounding and it's like, would you give it up already? I got to get some rest. And when that happens during the day, how do you focus on stuff? Crazy. I'm walking into closets, hitting closet doors, spinning around. I'm just not myself. Just ask Skippy. She'll tell you. What's the matter with you? Toothache. Well, do something about it. Now, I am. I got an appointment, but it's not for another month. So anyways, April 1st comes. I'm in the chair. I get it done. Into the room to hear the gooder news. Yeah, you have 8 more cavities. I go, well, I don't have any pain or anything. Well, you know, they're not there yet, but they need to be taken care of. I go, 8 more? Seriously? 8 more? Yeah, so the 8 more is like $2,000. Okay? $2,000. Okay. You get what next? Well, you got some pretty big gaps now. You're missing 3 teeth on the one side at the back and 1 on the other side. And I go, okay, yeah. Yeah, one was still a baby tooth molar that never left. And then it fell out and it started the problem. It left a gap. Anyways, the 2 teeth behind had to be taken out in December. They had to do surgery to get them out. One was a, what do they call that thing? The root canal thing? The root canal? In my opinion, that's not a good deal. Yeah. Because that tooth, I had the root canal done and they put a gold cap on it. It was like $3,800. And it fell out eating an egg salad sandwich. Seriously. So it's a one-shot deal. Like, they can't fix that. It's over. I go in, I show the tooth, and they're like, oh, that's a part of an old root canal. Nice gold tooth, though. I go, yeah, that's about it. That lasted about 7 years. So almost $4,000 for 7 years. That had to get hogged out, and then it had to be cut out. So it was just, anyways, that's that story. And then the one ahead of it, they were like, oh, that one needs a root canal. I go, like the blazes, get the pliers warmed up. That sucker's coming out. I ain't doing the root canal thing no more because it doesn't last. $4,000, 7 years. No good. So anyways, so it says, well, here's the bottom line here. Everything all together is going to be $15,000. What? Pardon? Could you say that again, please? It's going to be $15,000. We made a copy for you here. Here's the breakdown. I'm going $15,000. Yeah, we do have a finance program. You'll have to apply for it, and you can make monthly payments. I'm like, oh, you did say $15,000. I said, well, what's the return on that? Well, it all depends. I go, like 5 years, like all this work, it's going to last 5, 6, 7. We got to make it to 10, and then I got to, then what? So I said, at the end of the day, when all this is done and it lasts, let's go halfway and say 7 years based on the last root canal with the gold cap. 7 years done in the trash. So 7 years from now, all that $15,000 worth of work is probably not going to be worthy. Where do I go then? Like, what do we do then? Well, you'd probably be looking at full set of dentures at that point. I said, and how much would that be? Well, yeah, going to be about the same kind of money, 15, 20 grand. Really? So then right away, what flashes across my mind is somebody saying, why, Motormouth, why do you keep the old cars? Like, aren't you always having to put money into it? And I'm thinking in my mind, I go, not that kind of money, $15,000. Holy smokes, man. I don't care if I have to eat smoothies for the rest of my life. $15,000. Egads, man. Yeah, I had to say, well, thank you for sharing. I had to pull myself together because I'm almost laughing because I'm thinking it's kind of like, well, it's only, did you want to book your next service? And I'm trying to pull myself together, and I'm going, I'll give me some time to review that, and then I'll circle back at some point, figure out where I go next, kind of thing. Trying to be totally respectful. They're doing their job. Yeah, I get it. I totally get it. But $15,000, here's the thing. At one point, as a tech, I was doing service work on a fleet service that I won't say the name, but you would probably know the name. And they do all that stuff for the dentists. Plates, partial plates, full dentures, molds. They do the implants. They build all that in their lab on site. And the fellow says, hey, Niall, anytime, you ever need anything, just let us know. We'll connect with your dentist. We'll put it all together for you and ship it over there. Yeah. You won't pay the absorbent amount of money. We'll make sure that you can pay us, but we'll get it over to your dentist and everything ready to go for your appointment. Oh, that's great. I go like, what would it cost for like one of those fake teeth? Oh, like an implant kind of thing. I go, yeah. About $300 will fix you up on that. So I'm looking at this bill and I'm going, $9,000 for the parts. Then the rest of that is labor. I'm going, wow, that's like pretty good markup there. Yeah, I can get the teeth made. I bet you even if I phoned there today and said, hey, it's Niall, I used to work on your cars and that, your delivery vehicles. Oh, yeah, we remember you. Yeah, I needed some teeth making. Can you build those up for me? Yeah, just let us know where you're going. We'll get the molds and everything. We'll do that up for you. Yeah. So that older car, you really might want to take a secondary look at that. Yeah, see, this whole thing with my teeth started during the campaign. You remember the campaign? Yeah, don't get me started on that. Yeah, I've got reading a book. It's called, if you ever get your chance to get a book that has all the facts in there, this was referred to me by a professor, and I managed to get one before they yanked it off the shelf. We Are the Prey. That's the title of the book. See if you can find one. You get your teeth sunk into that. I'm a reader. You get your teeth sunk into that, and it's a thick one, so you're going to be at it for a bit. It's going to blow your mind. Totally. Because it's not an opinion. It's nothing but the facts from people who have the title and the wherewithal to give it to you straight up with nothing but facts. Anyways, so you might, if you're a reader, you want to get your hands on that. But anyways, that's what happened. My dentist is in the U.S. down near Kissing Bridge, down in Colden, New York. If you're ever down that way, you want a great dentist, Dr. Michael Dingman, Colden Dental. Went there for years. My appointments would be spring and summer, all the time, 6 months. Checkups. I didn't have all this problem. And then I couldn't go across the border because, I wasn't about to take the jab. You can't tell me what's in it or anything. I won't get into all that discussion. But you know what? I don't put anything in my radiator unless I know what it is. I don't put anything in my car unless I know exactly what it is and where it's going. Yeah, if I can't get any information, I'm not using your product. Simple as that. That's just how my mind works. No, you can't give me any paperwork. No, not interested, sales guy. So I couldn't go anymore. So during that period of time, I wasn't getting any checkups or anything, and I was paranoid to just pick a dental office out at random and just go in because I'd had such good service at Colden Dental for all those years that I trusted them 200%. And they stand behind their work, and they're not going to sell you something you don't need. They do family dental as well. And they work with a lot of people who do not have benefits, a benefit plan. So anyways, that's where things got all messed up because the routine preventative maintenance got cut off. And I just couldn't bring myself to just go anywhere because that is also a service that is very corrupt. Don't ever just think it's automotive, but that service, and we all need it. And I'll tell you what, if you got a really good dentist you can go to that you trust, that's not going to sell you stuff you really don't need and upsell, you guys are in great shape. Because you got to keep your mouth health where it needs to be, and that's what happened. I fell through the cracks. I blame myself, but I wasn't going to just, take the shot just so I could get to the dentist and then possibly deal with other issues instead. No thanks, because without your health, you got nothing. And the same applies to the automobile. Without a healthy car, you got nothing but stress, chaos, and struggles. It's that simple. So a lot of things definitely relate to automotive. You see what I mean? So that's my story. That's my Friday story. So if you want to have a chuckle about it, I'm good with it. I'm 100% good with it. Because I was trying to stop from laughing because it was like no big deal. Well, here's the plan and here's the bottom line, $15,000. Would you like to set your first appointment today on the plan? And I'm like, can I just have a little bit of time to review this and then I'll circle back? That's the best I could do. So I hope you have a wonderful Easter weekend. If you're out there Easter egg hunting with the grandkids or your kids, be careful. I did hear a rumor that the Easter Bunny is a biter. So you might want to wear gloves, give the kids a helmet. And some of these Easter egg hunts tend to be extreme. Easter egg hunts, full contact. Yeah, the kids take no prisoners. So it depends on where you go. When they get released to go find those eggs, it's gloves off. It's gloves off. So be careful out there. Wear your gear and your PPE, your personal protection equipment. Make sure you have that on. Tomorrow morning, Q&A. Today's the final day for you to get your questions in. If I don't use your question on Saturday, please don't be afraid that I just tossed you in the shredder. I keep them, and then if I have space, I put them in the following Saturday. So get your questions in. You got a car question, I'll be more than happy to field that for you on the Saturday morning Q&A show with Motormouth at 8 a.m. So have a wonderful, Good Friday, Easter weekend. If you're having the big meal with family, enjoy your time, and we'll see you right back here. I will be right back here, 8 a.m. Monday morning sharp for another edition of Motormouth's Morning Drive. So come join us. Enjoy your weekend. Keep it under 100. Keep dry if you possibly can. Try and keep the car out of the mud puddles as well. Yeah, it keeps it cleaner longer. And don't go flying through the deep water. I just saw it. Cars this week. We get Lake Scott out front of the workshop, and I'll tell you, this week it was a great lake. That's for sure. People just hitting it full bore. And one fella, I was right there. And how I didn't get soaked, I'll never know. But he hit that puddle so hard, and I could hear it blasting water under the hood. And as I walked away, I go, well, there goes a possible starter motor and an alternator. So I leave you with that. Happy, healthy motoring. Keep it under 100. Put the coffee on. I'm going to come to your house. Remember, peace, patience, kindness, always. We'll see you Saturday morning at 8 and bright and early Monday morning at 8 a.m. for another Motormouth Morning Drive. Bye for now.